Hey, we're talking about our values, and as we think about that, I want us to talk about that gap between aspirational values and real values, or what I'd like to be known for and where I really am, or whenever I fall short of what I'd like to be known for, there's a gap there. We've been saying that we can fill that gap with pretending, which we often do. We can get very devoted to image management, and we're just kind of protecting our image and putting on airs and being a little bit pretentious and wearing a mask and all those things. All that behavior really is exhausting. It's exhausting to try to be someone you're not, to try to fake it till you make it. It's exhausting. It's tiring. It wears you out. And so Jesus invites us into this relationship, Matthew 11:28. Come to me, all you are weary and burdened, and I'll give you rest. The Message Bible says, are you tired, worn out, burned out on religion? Come to me, get away with me, and you'll recover your life. Walk with me, work with me, watch how I do it. Learn the unforced rhythms of grace. Love that. You see, what we're talking about is the kind of relationship where instead of filling that gap with pretending, we fill it with practicing. We practice is one of Jesus' favorite words, used multiple times in the Sermon on the Mount. Tells us to do something and says, practice this. All those who practice this. The Message Bible, James 5:16. Make this your common practice, to confess your sins to one another. So we want to fill that with practice. We talked about practicing honesty, practicing dependence, which is practicing trust, practicing obedience, all the spiritual habits and disciplines that I challenge you to do and to work into the fabric of your life are about practice. Practice doesn't make perfect. Practice makes improved. Practice makes better. Practice makes strong, solid, stable. If you don't practice, this chapter says you could get cut from the team. Those who bear no fruit, he cuts off all those that don't bear fruit. So we want to be engaging in the kind of practices that will increase our intimacy with God. This intimacy is this dependency on God. I'm leaning on him. I'm relying on him. We were saying at the beginning of kind of John 15, as we started that a couple weeks ago, that it starts with an intimate encounter that leads to an honesty, confession, that brings us to an intimate connection or union with God, a relationship with him, when we confess who he is and we confess who we are. Then, when I abide with him, remain, stay, continue, when I remain with him, it builds intimate communion. So today, I want to encourage you that intimate communion really is about, it's a laying down. In John 15:13, he says, greater love has no one than this, that he laid down his life for his friends. I really like that. It's what Jesus did for us. He laid down his life for us. I want you to think about your life as not laying down your life in terms of, I'm going to die for you. I mean, that's what Jesus did. He made the ultimate lay down. But think of it in terms of laying down your rights, laying down your attitude when it's bad, laying down your agenda when you know it's not his agenda, laying down your willfulness and choose to pick up a willingness to trust the Lord, to lean into him, to turn towards him in openness and trust. When you do that, you are practicing dependence. You're practicing spiritual submission. You're practicing obedience. Jesus said, if you love me, you will obey what I command. Today, the takeaway, let it be that every day to live in communion requires laying something down, surrendering something. What will it be for you today? I'll see you tomorrow.